So we are switching to cricket now, the SportsMax Zone for this segment, and we turn our attention to the regional four-day championship, which resumed with round 5 action across 4 venues throughout the Caribbean earlier on Wednesday. There were centuries for the 18-year-old Joel Andrew, 122, and the senior all-rounder Justin Graves, 104 not out, as the Leeward Islands Hurricanes racked up 367 for 5 in 86 overs on day 1. This against the combined campuses and colleges at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Shamar Holder was the pick of the CCC bowlers with figures of 2 for 85. Meanwhile, Jamaica Scorpion skipper John Campbell returned from an injury with a bang, also notching 100, his 8th in first-class cricket, 101, to lead the Jamaicans to 332 for 7 from 83 overs against the West Indies Academy at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. All-rounders Javel Glenn, 68, Odin Smith, 51, were the other significant contributors for the Scorpions against Akeem Ogist with 2 for 45 and Jedediah Blades with 2 for 46. Meanwhile, 16 wickets fell over at the Kensington Oval, where Amir Django, 37, and Yannick Carrier, 19, will resume batting on day 2 for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, who were 182 for 4 at stumps, 96 runs ahead of the hosts, the Barbados Pride. Camille Pooran, who top scored with 60 for the Red Force, was against the figures of 2 for 35 from Jason Holder. The Pride were earlier blown away for just 86 in 26.2 overs by the fast bowling trio of Anderson Phillip, 4 for 36, Joshua James, 3 for 8, and Jaden Seals, 2 for 32. And only 27 overs were possible in the rain-affected encounter between hosts Guyana Harpy Eagles and the Windward Islands Volcanoes at the Providence Stadium. The Volcanoes, who won the toss, will resume day 2 on 77 for 2 with opener Jeremy Solizano on 43 and captain Alec Athanaze on 9. So, Mariah, hundreds again in the competition. Justin Graves and Joel Andrew for the Leeward Hurricanes and John Campbell for the Jamaicans. Great to see the teenager Joel Andrew stepping up in red ball cricket and getting big scores.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things about this youngster is, you know, when he announced himself, you see a lot of potential. And Lance, I feel like we always repeat ourselves when we speak about that word, consistency. Joel Andrew is a player that is a bright spark. It's somebody that, you know, you feel has the potential to take it up a notch, to, you know, carry the West Indies flag and fly it very, very high. But again, for me, I'm not going to be excited by 1 century or 2 centuries. I'm expecting a player of his caliber to consistently give me these scores, you know, to put up match-winning performances. And I think he's a player, one for the future, but it's one that we're going to have to watch very, very closely. Good for him getting that century today, but for the rest of the competition, I want to see him put up 50-plus scores.
Yeah, and the Leeward Hurricanes have had a sort of a roller coaster season, not playing their best cricket all the time, but doing really well today. I want to go quickly to the TNT Red Force Barbados Pride game, because the Barbados Pride bowled out for 86. I think that's their 3rd lowest score ever in first-class cricket, and they're at home at Kensington Oval. But we did, when we previewed the match yesterday with Fazir Mohammed, talk about the green top that was prepared by the curator at Kensington Oval, and the expectation that pace would have been impactful on this kind of surface. And the TNT Red Force Pacers had a ball.
Yeah, for sure. Anderson Phillip picking up 4 wickets, and of course Joshua James with 3 for 8. Brilliant bowling figures for him. But I have to say, even if the pitch is green or brown or red or whatever, I expected better from the Barbados batsmen. I mean, you understand the conditions, you understand cricket. This is not a T20 match. This is not a 50-over match. So, Lance, I have to say I'm really, really disappointed. And when you look at the Barbados batsmen, you expect these experienced players, and it's an experienced lineup as compared to some of the other teams. You expect them to at least have patience when they go to the crease, and I felt some of the shots today very, very irresponsible, reckless, if you want to call it that. And 86 all out. At a moment, I had to check back to see if this was the Women's CG Super United that just ended, because those were the scores we were getting. So really, really upset about that.
Yeah, so very, very difficult batting for the Barbadians today, their captain Craig Brathwaite 5, Zachary McCaskey 11, Jonathan Drake 3, Wickham failed to score, Roston Chase 11, Shea Hope top scored with 16, not out making his return to red ball cricket. Jason Holder failed to score. Matthew Ford made just 2. Kimar Roach made 21. He was actually the top scorer and not Shea Hope. So Jamel Warrican and Jer McAllister both failed to score. So really, really disappointing for the Barbadians at home at Kensington Oval. And although they have staged some sort of a fight back because TNT at 182 for 4 may not be as strong a position as they wanted to be in, but it is a solid position that they are in relative to what the Barbados batters put up.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, Trinidad and Tobago would want to capitalize on that because one of the beauty of the competition, picking up those bonus points and all these different things. So let's see how this one unfolds, because it can be where tomorrow Barbados come and, you know, they take up the remaining wickets and then we're talking about a different game. So let's see.
Yeah, the fact is, though, if you get bowled out on the first day of a 4-day match for 86, and then 182 for 4, your opponents are putting up on the board. It's a huge uphill climb. John Campbell had missed the last game because of a groin injury and comes back now with 100, his second, and a couple of half centuries as well. He is looking, the left-hander, to force his way back into the West Indies team. And even though the bowling lineup may not have been the most intimidating for him today, 100 is 100, Mariah, and he would be very satisfied with his knock today.
Yeah, I did tell you that I went to Sabina when they were playing Guyana here. That was on the weekend, and John Campbell was a part of the setup, of course, you know, looking on and everything. And he's a player, Lance, that I think, you know, he has shown his potential. But from time to time, you really wonder what happens when they go to that wicket, of course, you know, bat. Really good to see him put up that century as well. Again, looking forward to see him put on 50-plus scores as we continue, because it's the only way he can knock on the Windies selection panel or coach and selection team to pick him. So I feel like, you know, again, you're going to have to watch those scores, and if he does so, then he will be putting up a good fight for that position.
Yeah, the West Indies Academy used 8 bowlers today as they tried to make inroads into the Jamaica Scorpions, batting 332 for 7, the Jamaica Scorpions at stumps. And Akeem Ogis, the St. Lucian, who had captained the West Indies under 19s, leading the bowl with 2 for 45 from 7 overs. And there were 2 wickets as well for Jeddah Blades, 2 for 46 for the left arm pacer. So day one, and rain badly affecting the game between the leaders Guyana Harpy Eagles and the Windwards Volcanoes at the Providence Stadium in Guyana. So the tournament leaders would be disappointed that they aren't getting full playing time in their game, because they're trying to protect the lead that they've got.
But Lance, it's the same rain that affected the Guyanese women, remember? And it came down to the point where they didn't make it in the final. So I'm really hoping that the Guyanese men don't suffer the same fate, because that would be unfortunate.
Yeah, so there you have the Volcanoes at 43. Well, it was Salazano 43 not out at the moment. And the Volcanoes at 77 for 2, only 27 overs, as we said. And Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, that rising fast bowler for the Guyana Harpy Eagles, among the wickets again. So day one complete for this 5th round of matches in the CWI West Indies Championship. And we look forward to day 2 coming up on Thursday. Hopefully there's better weather in Guyana, so the Harpy Eagles and Volcanoes can get more cricket in, and we see what happens with the remaining games being played across the region. We go to break. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone after this.